This is an 8-year-old Nikon camera. This is the first camera that taught me the basics of photography and filmmaking. This is a Nikon D3400. It is decent enough to create wonderful shots easily, as it is branded as a beginner camera. Back in the day when it was released, its features are good for a budget camera, especially for photography as it boasts a 24 megapixel APS-C CMOS sensor. But in today's standards, it is still acceptable, but with minor limitations. The highest resolution of this camera is 1080 60p with crop, and its features are mainly focused on photography, and same as a budget camera in this range. It only shoots 8-bit and MOV file. Aside from other features, one thing that bothered me is the camera has a flat picture profile. I don't know, maybe it is created for photos or such. But is it actually applicable for videos, especially on an 8-bit color system? Our goal is to imitate the log profile for this camera, just like the N-log for modern Nikon mirrorless camera. So first, you've been thinking, what is a log profile? A log profile for video typically refers to a specific color profile or color space used in a digital production. In video production, a log profile is a way of capturing and storing video footage with extended dynamic range and increased flexibility for color grading and post-production adjustments. So, what I did first is to compare the standard color and the flat color profile. I used the standard color as the basis for our Rec 709 color space, so we have a reference when we convert the flat color later on. And here, we can see that the standard color has outstanding Nikon colors. It is vibrant and has vivid colors. Now, here's the flat profile. Compared to the standard color, flat profile has less contrast and the colors are washed out. But you can see the shadows are lifted and the highlights are slightly maintained. Both are shot on the same exposure settings. At this point, we can color correct this flat profile to match our standard color and retain some of the details. But one thing that is missing is the LUT. I can seem to find some color profile that transforms this default Nikon flat profile to Rec 709. So what I did is I created one. You can try the LUT that I made if you have a Nikon camera with a flat profile. Just download it in the description down below. I called it Sub N-log to Rec 709. If you don't have a dedicated flat profile on the picture profile settings, you can edit the standard picture profile and bring down the contrast and sharpness to the lowest. And you can also adjust the brightness if you want. Here's my process on how I apply the LUT in the flat footage, and let's compare it to the standard picture profile. As you can see, it is a lot less sharp, which is what I want since you can add sharpness on post. And the footage from flat profile has less highlights, and we can adjust it together with the shadows. A quick tip is that before you shoot flat, turn your picture profile to standard and adjust your settings there so you can have accurate colors. Flat profile tends to reveal more detail in shadowy area, and it will cause noise, so be careful. Some say that flat profile on cameras that isn't intended to have log are very noisy, but we can see that the noise occurs only on the shadows, and it can be removed by bringing down the shadows, and the highlights can be adjusted more also than the standard color profile, making the clip more flexible in terms of color adjustments. You might ask, why do I do this? You're just destroying your clips or just use the intended color for that 8-bit camera. I did this because I wanted to, and I just want to try different methods that pushes the camera's potential. I am aware of the limitations that this camera has, and I am continuously feeling that gap as time passes by, and this project is one of it. Cameras are just tools for creating art, and it is up to a creative mind to manipulate its tools to make art pieces that will be remembered for a long time. Thanks for watching. Keep creating.